This year in particular has been pretty bleak overall for gaming news outside of game announcements, but Sony just announced that they'll be quitting physical game production in 2028, and I think this is a domino in a larger chain of events that's going to change the gaming industry. I feel like this is leading us towards a future in gaming that most people really don't want. People like to have the option between digital and physical games. With physical games, you actually own the game and they can't really take access away from you from that game. Digitally, yeah, it's a lot more convenient, but they can take access from that game. You technically do not own the game, you just own a license. I'm sure people have heard this a lot online, and I would say there's not many instances of this happening to where games are being taken, but it has happened, and it's also happened recently from Sony with people losing access to their movies that they've bought and not getting reimbursed or anything. They could literally just do that with games at any time, and I think that's the heart of the issue right there. Is people like to own what they buy and not feel like they have to worry about it being taken away at any point. People for example, I have games that I've bought for, let's say, my Switch in 2017, and I could still play that exact same physical copy. I don't have to upgrade it or anything. I could just still play that same physical copy. And this is just already making the launch of the next PlayStation console just seem super bleak. I mean, there's going to be no physical games. It's probably going to be over $1,000 due to price hikes. And console gaming, especially for PlayStation and Xbox, is it's just kind of losing the point. People like console gaming because it's quick, it's easy, you can collect physical games and have a collection, but we're kind of losing all of that, and it's kind of just turning into something closer to PC gaming, but worse. So I feel like a lot of people are just gonna end up getting into PC gaming, which is probably not necessarily what they wanted to do, but it just seems like, well, if I'm going to be spending over $1,000 anyway and I can't own my games physically, I might as well just get into PC gaming, right? I know we've been leaning towards a digital gaming future for a while now, but I don't think that's necessarily something everyone's wanted. I've seen so much outcry online from people saying yeah, I will not be getting the PlayStation 6 because this will not have physical games. I'm sure their entire physical collections will not work on the PlayStation 6. So that's just so much money that they've spent, not wasted, but these games aren't being supported on the next console. So they're basically just locked out of a lot of their library on the new console. And this is just a way for them to probably resell these games, make you buy them again. And even still, you could still just lose access to them. They could still take access from them, which this is just the important part about physical gaming, is it lets you own your games no matter what. And they can't take access from them, and they could be preserved for a long time. But yeah, gaming is just taking this bleak turn in general to where we basically don't own any of our games, and our consoles are going to be much more expensive due to AI taking up all the RAM. I mean, we've already seen a lot of different price hikes, like $50 more for a Switch 2, or $300 more for a Steam Deck. I think the PS5 is $600 now versus $500 when it came out, and the Pro is $1,000. So this hobby is just getting so much more expensive. I feel like people are being priced out of it, and now we're just losing options for what we can do. I feel like it's just taking a dark turn, and I really hope that gaming companies, realize this and realize that this is not what people want. I feel like all of this is just to save them money and to be more convenient for them, even though these are multi-million-dollar companies. So why does it really matter? The only people getting hurt by this are the consumers, us. And it's not all doom and gloom. I feel like the Switch 2 has been a pretty good gaming console experience. I mean, it's been up to par spec-wise. It still has physical games, even though we have game key cards. I feel like that's better than them just not even existing at all, but that's a whole separate conversation in itself. But yeah, me personally, I probably will not be getting a PlayStation 6 whenever that's coming out. The PS5 was actually my first PlayStation console that I've owned, and I'm gonna be honest, there hasn't really been that much for me on there anyway, in terms of exclusives. I mean, a lot of the games that I play on there are now just coming to other consoles, so it's kind of losing its value to me anyway. I feel like next generation, I'll probably just try to get into PC gaming. I mean, that would have been nice if the Steam machine was fairly priced for what it was, but that also kind of got priced out because of this whole RAM situation. We're just being forced into a pretty bleak future with gaming anyway, and I really hope that there could be some course correction here. We could turn this around and, make things better, but it's not looking too great. But yeah, I know this is a more somber tone video, but if you guys did enjoy the video, it would mean a lot to go ahead and subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment about what you think of the situation. I plan to do a lot more game reviews and just general game discussions like this on the channel. I'm going to have a lot more shorts and early impressions of games and quick reviews. So if any of that interests you, stick around, leave a like, subscribe, and hopefully I will be posting again soon.